Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com. There's an old joke where the man is looking for his wallet underneath the streetlight. The policeman asks him, "Is this where you lost your wallet?" And he says, "No, I lost it in the park, but this is where the light is." He's obviously not going to find his wallet there, but it's an easy place for him to look. And here's a joke which the head of the United Nations said last week. Our climate is in meltdown, and the poorest are paying the price. This is breathtaking injustice and a terrible betrayal of younger generations. Governments need to adopt strong policies to accelerate the global phase-out of fossil fuels and a just transition to clean energy. It's a very dramatic story he's telling, but it doesn't have anything to do with reality. In the real world, fossil fuel usage is increasing very rapidly, while wind and solar are hardly making any progress. There isn't any transition to green energy. People need a reliable supply of affordable energy, and wind and solar does not provide that for them. There's nothing just about forcing the public to give up the reliable, affordable energy and replace it with unreliable and expensive energy. The United Nations is always targeting Western countries while ignoring what's going on in Asia. China now burns more coal than the rest of the world combined. North America, Europe, Africa, South America, and Australia could literally drop off the map, and atmospheric carbon dioxide would continue to grow because of what's going on in Asia. The United Nations is like the guy looking for his keys under the streetlight. It's pointless what the United Nations is trying to do, but they're targeting the West because people in the West will actually listen to their nonsense. Asia is building almost 1,000 new coal-fired power plants. But the United Nations is ignoring Asia because people there don't care about the United Nations global warming nonsense. And while Asia is building almost 1,000 new coal-fired power plants, the Biden administration has delivered 7 charging stations at a cost of $7 billion, or about $1 billion per charging station. But for people on the political left, results don't matter. What's important is that you're virtue signaling. The cost is irrelevant because it's the thought that counts. With the election coming up, Biden will of course claim that he saved the climate from global warming. But back in the real world, the growth of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere last year was a record high under Biden. Reality doesn't make any difference to these people. It's the virtue signaling which is important. The United Nations says, "Our climate is in meltdown," but there isn't any evidence to back up this hysterical claim. The amount of sea ice on Earth is just slightly below the 1979 to 2024 average. There's no indication that the ice is melting down. Yesterday, Greenland received about 5 billion tons of new snow. Most of the lower elevations of Greenland accumulated excess snow during the past winter. And for 5 out of the past 7 winters, the surface of Greenland has gained more ice than the 1981 to 2010 average. Unlike the current imaginary meltdown, 90 years ago they were having an actual meltdown in the Arctic. Alaska reached 100 degrees Fahrenheit during the summer of 1934. Nothing which the United Nations is saying about climate makes any sense, but they're targeting the West because that's where people have been brainwashed to listen. Like the guy looking for his keys, the United Nations is never going to accomplish anything. It's all just a joke which has nothing to do with climate, but is targeting the West with other agendas. Toto's been pulling back the curtain on the climate scam for more than 16 years. You can visit him and his family on the web at realclimatescience.com.